Welcome back to the show. You're getting an inside look at a $20 million home with some great design. Now we're on to the media room with designer Amy Weaver. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I love your room. I think it's beautiful.
Oh, great. I'm so happy. Basically, I love a clean look, and I like a sophisticated look and something that's rather timeless. And I think this room represents my style in that way, as far as colorations and, you know, obviously different furniture styles and different accessories depending on the room.
Sure. And depending on the client, I'm
and
sure.
depending on the client. And I love the client to have a personal statement that is part of the room. And this was a little difficult because this is all about our personal statement.
Right.
But so it runs the gamut.
What did this room look like before?
Oh,
Everybody's saying that to me. What did it look like?
a little sad.
Right.
Well, it was just incredibly dated. It
Right.
had a projector screen where the flat screen is now, a huge projector. It had upholstered walls that were completely dated, and nothing. It was very disjointed, and it didn't really feel like a media room, although that's where.
Well, and it's kind of out in the open. There's a very public walkway there, and if it looked odd,
Right.
it
I mean,
probably set out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it was rather, well, it was rather dated. I mean, if I was going to use one word to describe it, and it didn't have any comfortable furniture where you can really just lounge.
Right.
Because I thought this room should reflect today's family, where television is definitely a part of our lives, but I didn't want to make it all surrounding around the television.
You didn't want to replace it with another projection TV?
No, not this time.
Speaking of reflections and new TVs, this is really nice, the one you've
Oh, this is
got there.
fantastic. This is actually, I'll turn it on for you. It's a Samsung Smart TV, and then I worked with a company called the Art of Television, or Art of TV, and they have this protective coating that goes on top of the television. And then what I did is I framed the TV. And what's so fabulous about this is that it truly looks like a mirror.
Let's talk about some of the ways that you've hidden a lot of the electronics, too. It's behind this linen, right?
No, it's not. Those are actually speakers that we covered in linen. And these are speakers as well. And then all of the equipment is hidden in these cabinets on either side.
So when the TV's not on, this could just be a sitting room.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Love the sofa. Is that custom?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And most of the furniture in this room is custom designed. I custom designed the sofa to fit in here, and I also did this wraparound table that goes all the way around. It's 4 pieces, so that when you're sitting here watching television, you have the ability to put a drink down. You can, you know, if you're reading books and you want to hide something.
So the side tables are actually almost like a U. It goes around
all
the whole
way.
That is such a great idea. And, I mean, just for beauty, it's a nice landing for your orchids back there.
Exactly.
They're beautiful. But, yeah, you're right. If you're on a sofa that long, you got to have something to sit.
Well, and especially if you have a large group,
Right.
where will you put everything on this coffee table? I mean, it's a 60-inch coffee table, which is fairly large, but even still, you know, you're limited. And then what I designed are these 4 ottomans that come out, which is great. So if you're playing a game here, you could have 2 of the ottomans on that side, 2 here. So you could have, you know, a large game.
I love it. And then tell me about, I see that you got the nail head trim there, but it's also repeated up on the top. When I first walked in, I was like, this is so cool. It looks like she has a headboard in a media room. It's
Right.
beautiful and such a great focal point.
A lot of people are calling it headboards because headboards are so popular right now, especially the upholstered headboards. And yes, you could use something like this as a headboard and have drawers put on either side. But what I thought was so clever about this is that I didn't want to take away from the television. There's
Right.
plenty of art in the house.
Right.
But I wanted it to feel grounded.
Right.
And so that's why I used the dark color on it. And I also wanted to help with the sound buffer because there's a surround sound that's right back there too. So this helps with sound, and I just think it's a really attractive piece.
I like that you said that there's plenty of art in the house too, because, you know, I think people think that that's the only thing you can do is frame something and throw it up on the wall.
Right.
This is something, I mean, for our audience at home, that might even be a DIY project if, you know,
Sure.
if you were so inclined and had the time and some ability, but it's beautiful. I've noticed a theme in the house. People are using a lot of animal skins. Is this an animal skin? Is that what's on the walls right now?
It actually isn't. It's a vinyl wallpaper
Oh,
to
you're
represent a faux animal skin.
It's beautiful.
So it actually is supposed to feel, and I have had more people feel it.
Try to grab it.
And I'm like, you can go ahead and touch it, it's okay. But it's supposed to replicate hair on hide. So, and obviously it does, and it does it really beautifully. But what's so nice about this is you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And you don't have any
Because it's not
seaming
going to gather
issues.
dust. It's not going to be
No.
impossible to clean.
No.
You've done such a great job. The room's not too feminine. It's not too masculine. It's very comfortable, but it's still elegant. And I'd watch TV with you in here anytime. Thanks, Amy, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Well, that is just about all the time we've got for today's show. I certainly hope you enjoyed the tour of this fantastic house as much as I did. If you got any questions about these rooms and you want to see some behind-the-scenes footage, you can always go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Home with Lisa Quinn, and you can always go to our website for more information at livewellnetwork.com. So much for me just sitting around looking at pretty rooms. I got to get ready for next week's makeover. So for me, I'll see you next week. I got to get to work.